Hey, what's up, everyone? Is he
And
on the
Evan's
phone?
not here, and I'm leaving him a voice message, everybody. So
Oh,
get
okay.
your shit together, big guy. Let's go.
We've got a show, dude. What are you
Show, sure.
doing,
We have a
man? Why are
show.
you
You and
sleeping?
me. We have a
Yeah,
show
we got a show right now. Hey, y'all. I'm
right
Nick
now.
Paro, not your dad, with Dr. Eric Lullove, medical editor at Blue Ant Media, also not your dad.
Definitely not
Um,
your dad.
Definitely not your dad. Maybe not even your uncle.
Uh-uh.
We got Dr. Eric Lullove with us. Hey, bud, what's going on? It's the Diogenes Club. Just two of us right now. Also, ignore the date that was on the title screen because I haven't updated it in a little while. So it's a 219. It's about a month behind. We're only a day off. No, actually,
You're a month off.
we're only a month off.
You're
Like
only
it's
30 days.
It's 319. Hey, what's up, y'all? I've got a snake around my neck. I got a pet snake with us today. We're gonna have some fun. Welcome to the Diogenes Club. Eric, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm a little tired from yesterday. It was a marathon day yesterday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
tell everybody about what happened yesterday
So
for you.
for those of you that did not see all the blasts that were going out, so yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of Blue Ant Media, which is run by Cliff Schechter, David Schuster. And so Cliff did a 12-hour marathon yesterday. Started at 11 o'clock in the morning, went all day, and started off with Steve Schmidt, and finished up with Mr. Robeson at the end of the night. So, and I was on at 9 o'clock when there were. So it started at the peak, it was about, I'm going to say 8,000 people,
Mhm.
and they had about 1,000 on YouTube watching. And
That's
then
pretty awesome.
by like 9 o'clock, it was about down to like 500 people. So I had to follow Joy Reid, which was a very interesting because they were doing impressions. So she was
Oh,
doing her Christy Nome impression.
oh
Cliff was
man.
doing a trumpet. Cliff was really starting to hit the wall. Like at that point, like
He'd
of
been
course,
on for what, 10 hours by
it was
then?
9.5 hours. I started hour 10. So
Jeez.
yeah. And then
Jeez.
I said to him, I said, "Do you need a bio break? Do you just like?" So I
Are-
so so Schuster and I kind of went for a little bit, and then he came back, and you know. So
Nice.
the funny thing was, then he had Reed Galen on at 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
and that's all he and Reed talked about was healthcare. And I'm sitting here in the chat going, "Bring me back in. You guys are talking healthcare, and like we're
Yeah.
like,
Still here. I'm still here. I could come back on.
I can come back, right?" So it was a very dystopian last 2 hours with Cliff, but he pulled it together.
Good.
Finished.
Good.
It was a really good program. I'm glad, he doesn't do it that often, but when he does, we had a really great lineup. Like you interviewed with Waj yesterday, and Waj had to leave the show with him and Julian because he had to do the show with you yesterday for Intelligent Masculinity. And so let me ask you how that went.
Oh, so I've had some really good, since we've talked last, I've had some really good intelligent masculinity interviews. I think last week we had talked right after Pete Dominic's, and we had Pete on with us. And then this week I had Wajahad Ali. If you don't know Waj, go subscribe to him, go follow him. He's fucking awesome. And we just talked about masculinity and intelligent masculinity, which everybody, if you're following us, you probably already know what our intelligent masculinity series is about and what we're doing, which is not outsourcing accountability and holding ourselves to live with the consequences of our actions and values. And Wash came on and just rocked it. He talked about
Nice.
it was a really awesome conversation about like his experiences with his faith and how that has helped his personal faith has helped shape him, and his understanding of the Prophet Muhammad has helped shape him. But he's lived in the moment and he's grown through really good examples, and he's had a really stable parentage that has helped, and family life that has helped shape him into who he is today. And he's really incredible. He's got a lot of kids that run around in his house. I had my nephew with me for the day. So in the background, you could hear Uncle Nick, Uncle Nick, Uncle Nick for the whole conversation, and questions like, can I play the piano? Can I play with your Legos? Can I play with this toy? And we had a great time. We talked about Legos during the show because we always do. We're both Lego nerds, especially Lego Star Wars nerds.
Well, he's got
It
the
was
Millennium Falcon behind him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
We
he's got
talked about We talked about the time that one of I think it was his kids, or one of his kids and his nephew or something along those lines. They had made a, he had put together like the mini Millennium Falcon or something. And as a joke, they thought it would be funny is they dropped it in front of him afterwards,
Oh.
crashed it on purpose, and they saw like the light leave his eyes and like the sadness. Oh, well, hello, Bucky. Can I
Bucky has
help you,
Bucky
sir?
have an opinion on all this today.
Bucky has an opinion on all this. Don't mind the snake. This is Bucky, the Slither Soldier Barnes. He's going to slither around during the show. I don't know why he decided to go and do what he's doing now. He's too big to hang on my glasses like he used to do. He's rather long now. But yeah, the conversation with Waj was super awesome.
Well, he was also
we had a
fasting yesterday
blast.
too. Did he mention that it was Ramadan yesterday? He
Yeah.
was fasting during,
Yeah,
him and Kazim were fasting yesterday. So
yeah. And I've gotten to talk to Qasim before, and it was such a wonderful show. And he's such a wonderful human being too. Like getting to speak to those two men is really insightful and just wonderful discussions. They're so smart at what they do, and they're so like honest and earnest about who they are, and it's incredible to see. And I love getting to hang out with
I
them.
think that does come from their devotion to the teachings of their faith. And
Yeah.
Absolutely 1,000%. You know, where so that, like, I always try to tell people as a Jewish American, and I know Nick, you're Jewish too, and like I try to tell people there's a difference between Zionism and then Judaism. Like the
Yes.
Zionists are like zealots about Israel. Like it's only about Israeli survival, and they will do whatever possible to afford its survivability. And that's like basically what the Likud party is in Israel. That's the Netanyahu wing of the Israeli government. Most Jews are very peaceful, family oriented. We're very similar to Muslim families and other families of other faiths, where we don't want violence. Like most American Jews are not Zionists.
No.
And there's, again, it's a small percentage of a minority population running another country.
Yeah.
You know, and we have that here. And you have this bastardized version of Judeo-Christianity running a portion or the entirety of our government. You know, and I saw the post you put, like what you told your kids, like if they bring home any Turning Point USA stuff, it's like
it's going to get burned or thrown in the trash.
Right.
Like,
you know, so, I mean, we don't.
I live in Arkansas where that stuff is now turning into policy, where we're seeing the Christofascism and the extremism that we associate with like ISIS and other extremist Muslim groups that we have demonized and are rightfully demonized in a lot of ways. They're the extremists of their faith.
Yeah.
And they've co-opted it to take control. And that's what's happening here in the States is Christofascism or Abrahamic fascism more broadly, because Stephen Miller's part of it. AIPAC is part of it. Like there are powerful Jewish Zionists who are very destructive.
Like I was very
causing
happy.
a lot of hate towards us.
Yeah.
And they're going to cause a lot of anti-Semitism.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. Sorry.
And I was very happy to see that Stratton won her primary in Illinois.
Yeah.
That she was able to beat down the AIPAC wing, you know, candidate that had ran against her. So, I mean, it's just very happy to see that. I know that AIPAC won a lot of seats in Illinois, though. They got through the primary and a lot of those primary elections yesterday. So,
yeah,
I mean, on Tuesday.
Yeah. So, and Kat Abigazela didn't end up winning
but she's going to have a strong future. She ran a really good campaign. She has a bright future. She's not done with any sense of the imagination. So she's, you know,
she's got plenty ahead of her. And whether it's on the front line as a candidate or behind the scenes as an organizer and builder of a new system that's better, like she's going to be a part of it. Kat Abigazela is not going anywhere. Qasim Rashid talks with her a lot, and neither of them are going anywhere. They're showing the truth like Natasha does. Natasha K, one of our friends in the audience who talks truth and is exposing the bullshit and the racism and the misogyny and just the terrible side of the Democratic Party. And I'm not saying all of the folks in the Democratic Party are terrible. There's some incredible folks in the
We just
Democratic
have bad
Party.
leadership.
We
We
just
have
have, yeah, we
it,
have fucking terrible leadership, and
it's
it's become the system. And I think we need to be able to break away from some of the party apparatus. Like, I think parties like the Working Families Party and things like that need to become more prevalent, at least as partners with the Democratic Party to shift them.
yeah,
And
because
if
we
they
can't.
don't want to vote with them, then they don't. It's a coalition. Like,
Right.
they can form a coalition government with them to ensure that we get our voices heard
Well, because at the end of
until
the
we
day, we
push them
don't.
all out.
Right, because at the end of the day, we don't have a parliamentary system. So
Yeah.
we can't. It's not like the Working Party can win 30 seats in the Congress and then form a coalition government with like say the Democratic Party. That doesn't work. They have to work within the Democratic Party to put their nominees on the ballot under the Democratic Party label so that they can
And
get
then
a
we
large.
can then we can break it. Then we
Right.
can fix it because
But it's
we
still about the
can
money.
make,
It's still about
yeah,
this massive fundraising that, and there's the reason why Jeffries is who he is because he learned how to fundraise from Pelosi.
yeah,
And that's why he's such a phenomenal fundraiser, and that's why the party leadership, they may not be thrilled with Jeffries because but he's the leadership position because of his fundraising, and it
yeah.
has nothing to do with his inability to basically stand in front of a camera and say this is bullshit. Like
He
we are
has no
not going to
political
put up with this
acumen.
crap.
Yeah, like if this was a dungeon crawler or like a video game or anything like D&D, something like that, his charisma stats would be fucking zero. Like,
Oh
Jeffrey's charisma is probably like
yeah,
-10 because he's funneled all of it
is that
into what he
possible?
thinks is intelligence, but he has no charisma and
No,
he can't do any of it. Like, he's not the right leader. He's not a leader.
but
He's a political machine.
the people in
And
New York have continuously reelected him.
you're right. And I there needs to be some there it has to be a change that they want to make too. And we have to stop. One of the things we have to start being able to do is look at our own politicians and go, I don't really like that person. They don't do very much. And someone's running against them. Let's give them a try. Let's give them a try. Now is the time to say, let's give some other people a try and just run against them. Like, I think there's enough people who are fed up, and we can, if you
This
win
is
in a primary and you beat him, well, you fucking beat him, right? And
right,
we don't have to worry about him.
and they
And
get a
we don't have to
participation
worry
medal.
about APAC from Jeffries or all the money there.
But
Like,
that's the thing, like,
I
growing up, APAC used to do really good stuff when I was younger. Like,
yeah,
they had
they
a
did.
mission younger that was actually about not what we're seeing APAC today, but more about advancing, you know, Jewish youth groups attending Israel, and it was more humanitarian, it was more humanistic in nature. Now it's strictly political, ideologic. It's
Bullshit.
almost like a terrorist pack, and I hate to say that about AIPAC, but I mean, being a Jewish American, it's almost like a terrorist pack
Well, I think we have to start thinking of them in those types of thought processes.
because
Like,
it's evil
the
money.
Heritage Group, APAC, they're the same entities. They're the same types of things. They're dark money. They're foreign influence in US
Mhm.
politics, which is supposed to be against the Constitution and against our values, as we don't like other people interfering with how we vote and how we talk about our officials. We used to not allow foreign companies to or foreign individuals to own media companies in the States because that created foreign influence
Well,
in
that's all
our
coming about
public
with
opinion.
Saudi
And
Arabia.
now all our news outlets are fucking
Yeah.
foreign owned. All of them. All of them are owned by South American or South Africans who have emigrated to the US and who are instilling their apartheid system that they had to leave, not by choice, but by force. And they've joined forces with the American pro Confederacy, pro slavery folks because they have the same mission and values, is to be superior to other people. And they're doing a decent job at installing it. And we don't have any leadership in the current Democratic Party that's speaking out enough. Like, oh, hey, Evan's in the chat. Why don't you
Evan's in
join
the
us,
chat,
nerd?
but Evan's not on the show.
Hey, nerd. Hey, nerd. Come join us. I'm
Nerd
calling you
weed.
out, nerd. Come on, Evan. You got the link, bro. I've even got the your co-host invite in the private chat here, just waiting for you. So come on, man. Come join us.
We're gonna have to like trade him for a player to be named later or something.
No, we cannot get rid of Evan. We love Evan.
The whole point of this show is about him.
Yeah, Evan, you're like the main
he's not showing up
character
for his
in
own
this
dance.
series. He's the main character,
It's
and
the
he's not
Diogenes
even
Club
showing
without
up.
Evan Fields.
We'll get it. He'll be here soon. Hurry up,
All right.
dude. I got you, nerd. But like,
Okay, so
I don't
wait,
know.
we're gonna do a little poly market bet here between you and me. Okay, hoodie up or hoodie down.
Hoodie covering all of his face. He's
Okay.
gonna come in turtled.
I'm thinking he's gonna come in baseball hat with a hoodie.
Son of a bitch! I just woke up. Son of damn it, Evan. Don't be a testicle. Don't be a testicle. Like, join the show, man.
You know what? His name is no longer Evan. He's now Kenny.
But Kenny dies every time. Kenny
what
died
What's
every
happening
time
when he doesn't show up for his show?
He's more like Towley. He's more like Towley than Kenny,
yeah,
I think.
Towley.
You wanna get high?
Why are they all sending me over here?
Peer pressure. One of us. One of us. One of us. See, so we don't have a topic.
While Evan's coming in, let me give everybody like kind of the big healthcare update of the week. So
yes,
on Monday evening, Judge Murphy in the first district, which is basically northeast, it's Boston, it's Massachusetts, New England, ruled against RFK Jr. You've probably already seen the blurbs. I posted this out already, but there was a preliminary injunction issued against HHS and RFK Jr. On behalf of the American Academy of Pediatrics, that Judge Murphy, who is the presiding judge in the district court, ruled that the appointment of the 13 members of the ACIP, or the Advisory Committee of Immunization Practices, was actually appointed illegally and didn't follow the what they call the it's the Government Committee Act. I think it's called FACA, FACA.
Yeah,
and then also
good naming.
Yeah, right. And then also that any of the decisions that committee had made after June 25th of last year was no longer valid. So it literally reversed everything back.
Hoodie up,
hoodie up, but not covering
Polymark, the face. Not covering the face. He wasn't fully turtled. Let's do this. Now we got a better view of all of us.
We go.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, dude?
Not intelligent today. Hey, he's awake though. He's awake.
I don't know.
How was the concept?
I went to sleep last night and I was thinking every other week still, and then I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I went to a concert last night. That was good. I got out of the house.
I love the heading.
We woke his ass up.
Yeah, I think
getting him here.
No, I woke up and I was I was half asleep and I saw Evan, it's your father calling, but it said Eric, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I'm here.
Hey, I like the hoodie you got on though.
Yeah.
I like that Lincoln Square hoodie.
Nice.
Looking good.
Gotta rep the people.
I've got a snake peeking around my head.
Oh, what the fuck?
I get to openly say during the show, I'm gonna play with my snake while we're on the show, live on TV.
At least it's like not the other snake.
That really is a nightmare.
That would be inappropriate. We were talking about that. We were talking, Walter and I earlier this week were using that sort of as an example of like anti-masculinity was like, it's all we're talking about is one, we just want people to suck less. Just suck less.
Evan,
I
where's
need to
your
get a
bottle?
water bottle.
You
I
got to
need
get a
to
water
get
bottle
one.
now too. See, they're catchy. I'm gonna make this a phrase that everybody knows. My wife and I use this
Just
all
suck.
the time.
Yeah, trademark it.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that. Is don't make it weird, Nick. I'm gonna make it weird. Why would I not make it weird, Courtney? I also lost what I was saying. Fuck.
I got something.
Snake
Speaking
trigger.
of trademarks, did you go? Oh no, did I freeze?
No, you're good, dude.
You're right.
I think it froze on my end. Did you guys you remember the whole story about how Rick Ross was like a correctional officer and everything before he started his rap career?
No.
You didn't hear about that? So it was like this huge thing that Rick Ross was like he was a corrections officer, like he came out like he was a cocaine dealer, like that was his whole spiel and everything, his whole MO. And I saw yesterday like 50 Cent trolled him forever and like almost ruined his career, calling him Officer Ricky, and he found all these like old pictures of him in his corrections officer uniform. He's suing somebody for like making a movie about that now. Like I guess it's another rapper that made a movie called The Biggest Boss, and it's like about this rapper that was a corrections officer became a rapper and became rich and famous and everything, and he's suing the other rapper for like whatever it is, like defamation of character or something, for making it about him. I was like, oh my fucking
technically
God.
making a movie is considered art, which is protected First Amendment.
I think it was, what was it? Yeah, it was around like the title of it or something. It was something that he had like trademarked or something, like The Biggest Boss or like Office or something.
That's
Listen,
trademarks are ridiculous.
If 2.5 Men can make an entire episode about 4 guys sitting around drinking and smoking cigars about their pet names for their anatomic objects, okay, then
dude, remember how great the prime of 2.5 Men was?
I mean, they got away with so much shit in that show. They got away with so much stuff on the writing. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean,
I was all in.
That was okay. So that show was really about the true misogyny and showing the true balance of like intelligent male, unintelligent male, and then showing literally how like the kid was
Jake,
like got totally corrupted. You know, like that's, I mean, and plus all the just the different women that were in and on the show, and then as the show got more popular, then there was more cameo appearances. Like I think Terry Hatcher,
they had like everybody.
Right, Terry Hatcher came on the show. Michael Patrick Duncan was on the show for a few episodes, you know, because he lived next door, and then he started dating the daughter. So, and then, but they really pushed the envelope on that show for many reasons. They had an interracial relationship. Multiple interracial relationships on that show, and as misogynistic as you know Charlie Harper was, you know,
yeah,
you know, it really kind of just highlighted a lot of like that middle-aged misogyny. The single 40-year-old still thinking he's 25 can sleep around all the time without repercussions of behavior, and it just, you know, eventually though, like the whole thing with Charlie Sheen and his drug addiction caught up with him during the show.
Man, that was a wild time.
Really, but it was the same thing with Matthew Perry.
And
you know, and it's just, we can sit here and every I mean, it's like almost every major funny comedian who had a comic role on TV or movies was like that. Robin Williams, Chris Farley, you know, John Belushi. You know, there's a component with a lot of these guys in their artistic formats of being clinically depressed.
A lot of the funniest people are.
Yeah.
A lot. A lot of the funniest people are because they use their own suffering as humor, but they don't process their suffering. They just use it as humor to
John
help
Candy.
help others. Like Robin Williams did a lot of good for other people
Yes.
and their
Yeah.
depressions and their symptoms, but he could never do the
Couldn't
same
fix
for
himself.
himself. He couldn't
No.
fix himself. He was good. He helped fix other people, but never himself. And it's such a shame
And-
because
and-
Robin Williams was amazing. He did so
He
much
even
good.
said he preferred to be on camera than in real life.
hmm
That's
And
the
it's really
scariest
sad.
thing
Yeah.
about
And it's really
depression.
sad.
But
Yeah.
he
That's the
preferred
scariest
when the
thing about
camera.
depression
Yeah.
is that you can recognize, like, is that he brought so much joy into the world. And I remember, like, thinking when you start to figure out, like, what depression and anxiety actually are, and you kind of recognize it in yourself. And I remember seeing him, and I was like, thought that he was like this superhero because I saw an interview where he talked about depression and everything, and he talked about his alcoholism and stuff and how much it affected him, but like how he always tried to bring joy to everybody else. And like depression is such a fucked up thing because he had the ability to bring that much joy to millions of people, but he couldn't do it for himself. Like he couldn't do it in his personal life to like make himself better. And I remember how much of a gut punch that was when we learned about his suicide and everything.
Mhm.
But he had
He
was
did so
diagnosed
much
with like
good.
Parkinson's right before he did it, right?
I don't remember all the details.
I
It's
don't-
been
it
I
so
don't
was
think
something
so.
long.
like that. Huh?
I don't think I remember that, but we can cross check it.
We can double check on that. We got Google.
Evan, you brought it up. You can look it up.
The Oracle knows how to respond to things. Question the Oracle, and they will give a response.
me the answer to the following question.
Oh, Google minus AI, so you don't produce some stupid bullshit.
What was it again? Robin Williams. I'm
Robin
still half
Williams,
asleep.
like
Listen, we know you just woke up,
Parkinson's.
but you know, like, what do you have? A 7-second memory?
Yeah, pretty
Right
much.
now?
Yeah, before.
Yeah,
that,
I do
Robin
have a
Williams
Sneckless
was diagnosed
BCZ.
with Parkinson's disease, but an autopsy later revealed that he suffered from Lewy body dementia. Ooh. That's the alcohol
That's the one that-
one, huh?
Yeah, it's the alcohol related one. Yep.
Yeah,
And is that the? Oh fuck! I probably have that. That's the one that.
Evan's like, shit. I need to go to a doctor.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, dude.
This
I
is why
drank
you
them
don't
all.
WebMD yourself, because
No.
you
Not
always
Dr.
walk
Internet
out and you're
yourself.
like, I've got
No.
cancer, I'm dying.
Do not
I'm the
Dr.
last
Internet
person
yourself.
that should be
Bad
doing
idea.
that. With all the bad shit that I did to my body as like a 20-year-old and everything, WebMD is not my
So,
friend.
I
The funniest
routinely
thing
have
is I used to
patients-
work. I worked at Amazon and worked on the Alexa Health team, and we had made an Alexa version of WebMD, basically,
Mhm.
where you could ask it questions, and it'd be like, "Hey, you might want to go see a doctor about this." We're not clinical professionals. We were not. I don't know if we were helping the situation when we were working on it, but
You're causing mass anxiety.
it ended up. It's not there anymore, so you don't have to worry about it. But during COVID
it's good.
time,
No,
it was.
Yeah, COVID was huge. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, like I can't tell you how many times. It's at least 10 times a week. I have patients that come in, like, and they'll be filling out the paperwork, and it'll be length of duration of injury or length of duration of problem. 6 months. What have you done? Well, I went online.
Oh no.
You know, or
You're
I
not
took
a fucking
Tylenol, or I took
doctor.
Advil. I went online, and this is so I kind of was self-diagnosing with the internet. I said, okay, so how'd that work out for you 5 months later? You're still in pain, you're still in discomfort, and you still didn't get any help. Like now your pain went from acute to chronic. Now I've got a bigger problem to fix because your body has adapted to the chronicity of the pain, which is harder to break.
Yeah.
You know, and it's harder to treat because you're now more of this chronic inflammatory pathway, which is like a New Jersey traffic circle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if anybody's been in New Jersey and you get on a traffic circle, you can't get out of it. It's like next to impossible. Like it's like the worst traffic circle design on the planet. But like that's what it's like. So I have to find the off ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's a harder process to break chronic pain. Nick, we talked about this on Monday, right? Which is like,
Mhm.
so there are newer treatments out there for treating chronic pain without using pharmacology. There's different methodologies, especially if it's like musculoskeletal orthopedic pain. Now, some stuff you just can't get rid of. If you have like a traumatic injury, that kind of thing. It's up here too. It's mind and body, right? It's mens sana and corpora sano, sound mind and a sound body. And so like that was my Latin for everybody if you didn't catch that. But that's what it is. And so from a healing perspective, I need to make sure that you got your head screwed on straight. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people they walk out and they're like, oh, all right, well, he didn't tell me what I needed to know. He told me to go home and stretch and do exercises for 2 weeks. I could have done that at home. Well, but you weren't doing it, which is why I'm telling you to do it, because you're suboptimal. I need you to get to this point so I can reassess you to see what the true pathology is. So there's a reason for everything, and I'm not just saying treatments or saying to go home and get on a yoga mat and do planks and do yoga bridging for your for my health. I do it anyway, but I'm doing it because I need you to fire certain muscle groups so that I can reassess you properly. Because when your abs don't fire, nothing else fires.
Yeah.
Like if you're just from a core basic movement thing. But anyway, so Nick, did you think about what you had forgotten 5 minutes ago?
Nope.
Okay, good. So I was giving before Evan came in, I was just giving everybody an update. So at the end of the day, what this really comes down to is that Judge Murphy in the first district kind of pinned HHS into a corner with the immunization practices. So not only did he say we're going back to June 25th and everything after June 25th is not valid. So all the immunization recommendations that were given out by the ACIP are null and void, so that babies can still get hepatitis B vaccines. There's no changes to the MMR vaccine. And this was the biggest one that really
I did hear about this.
people.
Yes.
This was the big one. So they wanted to, so the way the MMR vaccine's been given for the last 30 years has been as a trivalent vaccine. So you get measles, mumps, and rubella in one shot. Okay. They wanted to uncouple all three and then decrease the regimen of the dosing so that you got less. Well, what they were doing is they were doing it in twofold. One was they felt that it was causing autism, which we know doesn't exist. That whole study with Wakefield has been debunked for like the last 20 plus years. And actually all the co-authors on Wakefield's study basically recanted the actual study itself, saying it was done improperly. Right. So his co-authors even said that the study was done shitty and that the data is not right. So by uncoupling the MMR, they're basically saying we're going to give kids less medication, more shots, less intervals, so you don't get optimal vaccine herd immunity. And this is why I was writing all those articles on the vaccine health and poking holes in our national security, because measles, believe it or not, everybody, has a 12 to 18 fold replication rate over.
She went back to work
over COVID.
I want to go too, Nick.
Yeah, where are we going, Uncle? Where are we going, Papa Nick?
Negative, Ghost Rider. Go watch your movie. You got dragons on. You got dragons.
Dude, dragons are not cool enough right now.
No.
Dragons?
No. Why don't you play with Legos?
Hang with you, Dad, not the dragons.
No, Uncle Nick. I'm Uncle Nick.
Uncle Nick?
Oh, it's Uncle Nick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncle Nick's got
kick him
Uncle
into
duties.
the other room then. He's not yours.
No, I love him.
Okay, ladies, this is not the appropriate response for that situation that just happened, okay?
I've got nieces. I'm not used to dealing with little boys.
Oh, he's fun. He's going to play. He just got over it. He's got a dinosaur that makes noise. And so I purposely keep toys in my office, like a big box of Legos and things that are not my Lego. Not my display Legos, so he knows not to touch those.
Dude, that was
taught the kids well.
That was such a cool thing yesterday. You and Waj talking about the Legos and all that.
Oh, I love talking.
Yeah, they were nerding out big time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got most of mine packed up right now because we're partially moving. We're building a new house on some land, and we're getting ready to do that. So I've got a bunch of my stuff packed up, but I keep certain things out so that they're on display. Like I've got Gizmo on my desk for a reason, and he really wants Gizmo because Gizmo's fun.
Don't feed Gizmo after midnight.
Yeah, but how long after midnight can I then feed him? Like when is not after midnight?
So midnight to it goes by the anesthesia rule, so it's 8 hours without food. So it's so it'd be 8 o'clock in the morning. You can feed Gizmo.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I noticed
reasonable.
that too. I went back and I was like, they didn't even say when it's okay to feed them after.
Yeah, like when is not after
when
midnight?
do you not feed the gremlin, right?
Yeah, nobody said when you can start feeding them. And when is it? Is it 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or is it only based on the time zone you're in,
I would
and
go
not
time
like a
zone.
certain like centralized time
Wow,
zone?
this
Is
is-
it UTZ time? Like, is it
Susan
Greenwich
in the
Mean
cat
Time?
in the chat said sun up.
Sun up.
Sun up. Where?
That's fair.
What time zone?
Yeah, which time zone are we talking? Like sun up in Japan or China, or are we talking sun up in North America? Like,
Do we have local gremlins? Do we have international gremlins?
yeah, are they all on the same time zone rules, or are they different time zone rules? Gremlins are weird.
Gremlins are weird. So yeah. So
But
getting back,
I wanted to add on a
I'll-
little bit with
Yeah,
what
let
you're
me finish.
talking about health stuff. Is I put a
Yeah, let
notice.
me finish my thought, and we can
Yeah,
go
yeah,
wherever
yeah.
you want to go with this. So the idea by uncoupling all the MMR, so the idea was to not limit the vaccinations. It was to make it harder for people to get vaccinations. It was to make it hard because manufacturers making that MMR would have to like literally flip the entire manufacturing process to go from a trivalent manufacturer to single valency manufacturing. And then on top of it, like, here's the reality when it comes to me, why we're seeing such a measles outbreak. And by the way, whooping cough is coming next, everybody. You know, so like all the things that we were putting in little vials and put away, kind of like the poem I read last week, like, where we had these things shelved and they were put away and we didn't have to deal with it because we had herd immunity. Well, they're coming back now. We're uncorking these ghosts that we have gotten rid of in our lives. But here's the thing. So measles has a replication rate of like 12 to 18, which means for every single patient that's infected will potentially infect 12 to 18 more people. COVID, on the other hand, had a replication rate of like 2 to 5. So imagine a kid who's 5 years old getting measles in an elementary school. It will literally wipe out the elementary school in a week.
They don't fucking care about us.
Bingo.
They don't care about our kids. They don't care about us. They want us sicker. Nope. You've talked a lot about this, Eric. It is a national emergency, and it is a threat to our nation and our nation's stability that we are purposely making our children and our citizens sicker. It is a threat to our country. It is a national security threat. It is a national health threat. It is a threat. They are purposely hurting us, and we need to hold them accountable for policy that is actively killing people. Like, they're going to kill deliberately. Yeah, the word is good word choice.
When you change vaccine guidelines and you limit CDC funding and you limit NIH grant funding for science studies and you
or USAID and shit like that,
and you stop shipping HIV medications to Zambia on the threat of give us your rare earth materials or you don't get your HIV vaccines, and you've already killed a billion people. You already killed 1 million people worldwide already. Okay, because of the USAID cuts. And like this is stuff that we grew up with, right? That we never even questioned, considered. It was part of the shtick. Even George W. Bush sent more HIV vaccines to Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who was pro-life, just never did it, right? He never even thought of it. It was just an automatic, I'll sign the bill, I'll sign the funding package, and let's just send it, right? And now today we are dealing with a government that literally, unless you pay me money so I can share my national security briefing with you as part of my new club membership, right? we don't give a shit. Like this has gotten to the point where I think people are really starting to wake up now that they're seeing the price of gas every other corner in their town. Pushing. I think oil went up again today, right? After the natural gas tanker hit in Dubai in Doha yesterday.
Yeah, and now they're talking about lifting sanctions on Russian oil company or
already did that.
Iranian oil. Did they lift the sanction on the Iranian oil tankers so the Iranian government can now make money?
Well, I don't know if they did that. I know that they lifted the sanctions on the Russian oil to sell.
They're now considering doing that for the Iranians so that, we bomb them, we destroy everything, and now we're just going to lift sanctions that have been there forever. Like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Well, did you guys know that these cocksuckers have like a backroom secret club where they do all this stuff now in DC? I was just reading about it and I just looked it up to try and find it. So you know how the right, and I guess it kind of all goes into like the degradation of the government and everything, but how the right hates Bohemian Grove, and they talk about all the conspiracies and that go along with the private clubs and everything like that. These dudes are making deals like this at some place that Don Jr. and Steve Witkoff's son started, called the Executive Branch in Georgetown in DC. And they're doing all this shit and making these deals about vaccines and everything else. It says the Executive Branch was first announced in April 2025. The launch party was held on April 26th at the Willard Hotel following the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And they've got
$500,000 to join.
Yeah, $500,000 to join it. You can't say anything about your membership. According to David Sachs, there are also lower level memberships that are more reasonable. Membership requires referral by existing members and approval by a vetting process by the club. So
it's just the Oligarchs Anonymous Club.
Yeah, and it's like some secret, like nondescript location in DC where they've got like underground parking and everything. Hang on. Democrat Senator Adam Schiff said that the club is a place for insiders, for investors, and billionaires to directly line the pockets of the first family, sending a clear message. A message as clear as day to anyone who wants to do business in the United States. If you want to be with Trump, you're going to have to pay the cover charge.
Oh, here it is. The club is located in the subterranean space formerly home to Billiards Bar Clubhouse behind the Georgetown Park Mall. Okay. They enter. One advantage for the VIP clientele, they enter discreetly from a basement parking garage.
We've got backroom.
Isn't this like Pizzagate? Like, isn't this the type of thing they described in like things like Pizzagate, where it's like secret clubs in underground rooms? This is literally every fucking movie we've ever watched. This just reminds me of the Star Trek Voyager episode where they get caught in the World War II style like death trap and like calling game that they get into, and how just over the top they are. Or like even Inglourious Bastards, like the fucking like Nazi clubs and that sort of shit. Like it just reminds me of that.
Like underground poker and shit.
Like you're literally playing to tropes. Like they're purposely playing these tropes, and it's an act, but it's also a great way for them to make a whole bunch.
This was an article, money. Yeah. So this article was in the Washingtonian. So this is actually a picture of the entrance down to the club
for rich people.
So they're offering.
I bet you they're selling children in there too. I bet you this is an extension of the Epstein network.
Oh,
and
absolutely!
They sell fucking children in there, and they have pedophilia parties, and they give you access to the most disgusting shit. And I hope this gets investigated so fucking hard.
Well, the connection that I was gonna make is that like you have shit like that, but then on the other end with vaccines and everything, we've got working class people that are dying and suffering while these people gallivant at these private clubs and shit. And their kids are the ones that are going to have access to the vaccines. And their kids are going to be the ones that live when measles, mumps, and rubella comes back, because it's going to come back at the public schools that they're not funding for the kids that don't have any access to healthcare or anything.
And their kids won't be on the draft lists, or
Yes, they're just
they won't
fucking
be put
killing
into
us
the
off.
districts. Like
Right.
this is like the beginning of Hunger Games, and like
Yeah.
they're
And then
building
what was the
District
thing
1.
that Trump was talking about having, that people brought up the Hunger Games? It was like the All-American Games or something.
Oh
where he's
yeah, the
having
American
kids,
high
like,
school
come
game thing that they're
Yeah.
doing.
The dystopian
Yeah.
bullshit that we live through on a regular basis is fucking crazy. And mainstream media is just like, oh yeah, guess what? War in Iran. And they forgot
like,
all
it's
about the
okay.
Epstein files. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
it's okay. There's just predators and fucking rapists.
These are the
running our
original
country.
owners, by the way. I'm going to name actually. So the author, the author of the article from the Washingtonian, her name is Jessica Sidman. So this was published last year on May 30th. So this has been
it's
around. This isn't
Witkoff
like
and his
something new.
boys, right?
So yeah, so it's basically Donald Trump Jr. is a founder.
Mm-hmm.
With the president's mega donors and crypto titans. The club is now. So according to Politico, the owners include investment banker Omid Malik, along with his business partner Chris Buzzkirk, as well as Zach and Alex Witkoff.
Mm-hmm.
God, the fucking Witkoffs.
Okay. Founding members include White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya, and
all of this sounds like insider trading.
And these two people who fucking drive me crazy are the Winklevosses.
Those fucking assholes.
Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss.
Like, they had the chance.
Those
to be
names
the
sound familiar, everybody. Those were the
anti-Zuckerberg
two that were the original the twins
Facebook
that
guys.
were who sued Zuckerberg over their Facebook creativity, the investment they put into Facebook. And then so here's what they said. So this is David. This is actually David Sachs quoted. Quote, "We wanted a place to hang out, and the clubs that exist in Washington today have been around for decades. They're kind of old and stuffy. So we wanted to create something new, hipper, and Trump aligned." Okay. So this was on his All In podcast. "We want a place to go where you don't have to worry about that next person over at the bar is a fake news reporter or a lobbyist. While it costs about $500,000 to be a founding member with unspecified quote unquote additional benefits, there's also a lower level membership that's more reasonable." You know they're fucking trafficking all kinds of shit in there, including fucking kids. I'm sorry.
Like Don Jr. is so coked out or something. He's on something all the fucking time.
These fucking people.
Like, I don't give a shit if you smoke pot or do drugs on your own time, but do it smartly. Like, don't fucking be an asshole and overdose and just think you're super cool. Like, bro, you would have been in the football fraternity in the back, hiding in the corner, jerking off while other people are doing fun things. And you would be the weird guy in the corner, just fucking weird.
There's stories,
and that's who you are.
That he was like a pass out drunk and like used to piss himself at parties and stuff.
Oh, I bet he was. He was probably a fucking loser in his fraternity, and they made fun of him and hazed the shit out of him.
Here's the updated article in Wired that was published on February 19th. Okay. According to corporate filings reviewed by Wired, there's another key figure whose involvement has not been previously reported and whose connection is more famous to its more famous founders than remains unclear. Sean Logicano. Does that name ring a bell, anybody? Okay.
No.
Former Metro Police Department officer in D.C. who gained local notoriety for a role in a stop and frisk that resulted in a lawsuit. According to the complaint in 2017, after questioning a man named Cottingham for a suspected open container law violation, he then conducted a body search. A recording of the incident went viral on YouTube, sparking intense debate over aggressive policing tactics. "He stuck his finger in my crack," says the assailant. "Stop fingering me, though, bro." The next year, the ACLU sued Logicano on behalf of Cottingham, alleging that he had jammed his fingers between his buttocks and grabbed his genitals. The lawsuit was then settled and was paid an undisclosed amount by the district. which admitted no wrongdoing.
They've got their crooked cop to look the other way for child trafficking.
I mean, this is like, I mean, like, this is this. I mean, this is the guy who's like running. I mean, okay. Like, I've had previous arrests. I just got searched when I was going through Charlotte on a trip last week, and you know, I got body searched. Like, I had like not a full body search, but I had like a pat down. Okay, like they take me into a private room, and the guy's patting me down, and they have to go near your genitals. But like, at least he was nice enough to wear a glove. So like. I had to break it. I had to break Evan. He was like so serious watching me on the video. I had to break him. So no, but it was, I mean, I was still clothed. It wasn't a strip search, but it was just like, how do you, as a cop, as an officer sworn to protect the public, how is that part of your job description to do a crack search?
It's a lack of repercussions or lack of consequences.
It's a lack of accountability, and it's disgusting. Now, unfortunately, I do not know in the story what the racial profile of the man that was assaulted. They didn't say if he was, you know, white, black, Latino. You know, they didn't get into the point on the article. But I'm wondering how much racial profiling was involved. You know, previous disciplinary history with this particular officer, with violence. You know, it's the same. We see the same stories and the same themes, right? Police officers overstepping their bounds of law enforcement because it's a power thing. I am going to finger rape you because I can, because I get off on it.
That's
what happens when you. That's what happens when you fucking recruit bullies as your recruitment tactic, is to get those assholes because you think that's what you need for law enforcement, but that's not. I mean, sometimes you need big physical men and women who can put their foot down where needed, but you don't. Law enforcement is not supposed to be about intimidation. You're supposed to serve and protect the community. However, I do admit, fully knowing that the US's law enforcement system is based off the old like slave catchers, and so yes, it is a very racist history into itself in American law enforcement that does need to be addressed and fixed, because we need to get these laws out of the books so that they cannot be protected for these types of crimes. Like, laws should be protecting citizens and not those who are perpetrating crimes. Going back to our health real quick, because I wanted to give a quick update from earlier in the week too, is I put out a video on, connecting back to some of the stuff you were talking about, I put a video out on the VA's new approved AI tool for the disability questionnaire that allows you to apply for your disability benefits. So the VA just rolled out a new AI system that is supposed to audit for fraud. And what it's going to end up doing is a lot of veterans use third-party assistance to submit their claims, because it's a fucking hard and arduous process. And if you don't do it with third-party assistance, your shit gets denied all the fucking time. But third parties use kind of canned responses. And some folks visit their doctors virtually. And so now they're going to screen for, did you go to your doctor virtually? Well,
they're requiring
mental health professional
they are requiring
maybe in Texas.
Visual, right. And if you look on that form, they are requiring a visual face-to-face with your healthcare provider, not telemedicine. They do not want this stuff done via telemedicine.
Yeah. And then this compiled with their ongoing process to reevaluate how they do the evaluations and
evaluate the evaluators. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, to evaluate the evaluators, plus how they evaluate our percentages and how they can make them lower, because this is all a cost-saving measure and not a support measure for the service to the veterans and to those who need it.
I'm terribly sorry you had both legs and an arm blown off from an IED in Iraq 22 years ago. We're redefining your percentage of disability so we can cut your disability payment.
Yeah, you have those prosthetics now, and they seem to be helping. So we're just going to cut your disability. Right. No, you do not have to pay for if you do a third-party tool for VA support, for disability claim support. If you go to like a veterans health office, an administrative office at your state, they have them. They're free.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be charged to do it. If you're being charged to submit
It's
your
a
VA
lawyer
claim,
that'll.
you're not doing it right. You should never have to pay for a VA claim to get it processed. There are free services that are very, very helpful that the VA will actually recommend you to. The VHO is one of them, and they were the ones who helped me. Your county will have an office. Every county pretty much has an office that they, and if not, you can go to a larger county in your state and they will assist you. They will help you get all your appointments set. They will help you put in the paperwork. They will make sure that you get all of the claims that you want submitted.
This was the agreement. This is the social agreement that we have made with our citizens who choose to put the uniform on and serve the nation and sacrifice. This is the benefit. Right? This was the whole point of the VA health system.
Yeah. Okay? The reward for our sacrifice.
Right? It was the whole idea was to take care of our men and women who come home. Doesn't matter if they were in combat or not. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant whether they actually physically serve. And that's just one of the things that they want to change is they only want to change the disability ratings and the qualifications as if you actually served in combat. Okay, so let's just say, for example, we turn the clock back when you guys served, right? Okay, and Evan was like, in the motor pool.
There goes my disability.
Right, gone. Well, you didn't actually see any combat. Did you fire your weapon, soldier? No, I was in the motor pool. I was fixing the tanks when they came in with bullet holes in them. To get them operational again. I'm sorry, well, because you didn't fire your weapon and face the enemy. You weren't serving in a forward unit, so you don't qualify for your disability. Or Nick working in the back office on a base deciphering intelligence information so that the forward commanders can make better decisions in the field.
I'll keep my rating. Don't worry. I'll keep my rating. I got to do that in the field, and I got to sit in a fucking. I probably have brain damage that never got addressed. Because I sat inside one of the large troop transports. Evan, you've probably seen them too. They've got like the benches in the back with.
You banged your head. You probably had CTE. You probably have CTE.
No, so we were inside of it. We had one door open. It was the back hatch, but it wasn't the full hatch. It was just the door, so it was a small space open. We were probably 100 meters away from the Afghan National Army, who had their howitzers set up. We were on a little fob in the middle of fucking nowhere, and without warning, the howitzers started going off. We all whited out. Like, I literally remember just everything going pure white.
I fall asleep to that, but I was artillery, so.
Well, yeah, you have other damages because of artillery.
Which is a whole nother show, by the way.
My dad was an artillery commander, so he's deaf way too early. Was deaf because of it. But yeah, they shot that shit off, and we were inside our metal transport, and it just vibrated everything. We came out of it, and I looked at like the three guys I was with. I was like, "Are any of us dead? Like, did you guys die?" Like, and we didn't. But fuck, that was like.
Probably. You shoot the right charge and you can blow the windows out on the LSUs and stuff.
Yeah, and like it's just I didn't get that processed. I probably should have. I don't even think I got that one addressed when I got out. But like they're gonna take things like that and they're gonna be like, well, were you actually in combat? Or like was it just a friendly person who did that? And they're gonna try and take because they want to claw back our benefits because it's about making billionaires money and not supporting anybody because fuck us, because veterans cost more to keep alive than we do to let die. And so it's a cost saving measure is to
and they don't think about training accidents and stuff too. Like when I was in fucking one of my friends in my unit died in a rollover accident. There was
what happens if you're at NTC or JRTC, and
We
someone
had
fucking
just gotten
dies.
back from NTC, and we had to do, I forget what it was. Like, we had just gotten back, we had just done all the equipment return and everything, and we had to do this whole fucking safety brief because some guy from a unit at Fort Bliss, was it Fort Bliss? Whatever, they were at NTC right at the rotation right after us, and they didn't put chem lights around their sleeping area. And this dude with the fucking fill truck to fill the gas truck or whatever rolled back over 2 fucking people and killed them.
I remember hearing about this.
Yeah,
because I went down to NTC as a trainer,
what
and
the
we had a lieutenant
Again, preventable
flip their
accident.
fucking truck.
Yeah,
But it was a preventable
PTSD
accident. It
for
wasn't
people.
necessary.
And the VA is going to be like, no, your fucking PTSD isn't real, dude. And you're like, I watched
And
my
they're
friend get
specifically
rolled over
targeting
right next to
mental
me.
health too. Like, the only thing they really, I mean, they're going to try and re-rate other things, but the thing that they're focusing on is the mental health side. They're like, you're fake. Suck it up, bro. Your feelings are fake, man. That's what they're trying to
do pull-ups
reinstill into
in
the
the
VA.
airport.
Think about this, guys. Think about all of our grandparents, okay, who did serve, okay, and like, I mean, like, when we think of World War II, like, a lot of focus is on what happened in the European theater, okay. A lot of why you don't see a lot of documentary. You see the documentaries, but like the live movie stuff, it was so brutal in the Pacific theater. What those men went through, those Marines, 1st Division, you know, 1st and 2nd Division Marines that were in the Pacific, what they went through on those atolls and those
My
islands,
dad's uncle was there.
Japanese,
He's
right?
out of his fucking mind.
Like, the level of brutality that they lived through can never be appropriately measured, scaled, anything. You can't.
No.
Okay, it is the guys that served in Europe. They were fighting urban warfare, right? But in the Pacific theater, that was brutality, old school, open samurai warfare. I mean, it was like hand-to-hand combat at times. You know, not saying that our American soldiers in Germany didn't get to hand-to-hand combat at times, but I mean, the Japanese literally would fight to the death.
Yeah, they had soldiers they had Japanese dudes that were so fucked up from the war and everything and that type of combat that they refused to acknowledge like the end of the war. And I remember reading a story that there was a guy on some island like 7 years later or something that was still thought he was fighting the war or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but just the level of brutality, because it wasn't enough that they stuck you with a bayonet. It was, they stuck you with a bayonet, then they decapitated you. And you saw
your fucking head on a pike.
Right. Okay. So, like, what I'm saying, this is going to the PTSD thing, is like, that was not really diagnosed. And those men lived for years and decades afterward with that level of trauma. Okay. And what we just called it shell shock in World War II. Right.
Yeah. They were the local drunk or whatever. That's what they
No. World War I was shell shock. World War II was battle fatigue.
Yeah.
Right. This was the whole George Carlin thing. Like, this is like, more syllables, make it nicer, sounds less important. Shit, right. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Now we added a hyphen. It's like, and he called it. I think somebody in the chat put this. I don't know who said this, but it was literally like, he called this 20 years ago when he did a skit, that the role of government should not be what we're doing today with this administration. This is just bullshit. And like, they've doubled and tripled down on a really bad decision. And there's a reason why the previous 4 presidents did not bomb Iran.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a real fucking reason.
Tangible reasons.
Right. Why Obama didn't do it. Why George W. Bush didn't do it. Why
the Strait of Hormuz alone is a fucking reason. We've seen that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like, that leads to the next step of this war is what happens with Karg Island and the Strait of Hormuz. Are we going to land the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit or deploy the 82nd Airborne out to there and take it? Or are we going to bomb the shit out of it and then ruin even more oil infrastructure around the world and prices?
You have 75% of Democrats and independents that are refusing to put a single U.S. soldier on the ground in that peninsula. Okay.
It's got to be higher than that.
It needs to
Well,
be
I mean, you have
100.
50% of Republicans. And here's the problem. There's going to be a vote coming up in the Senate and in the House chamber, okay, for additional funding.
Democrats have to say no.
How about the Democrats don't fucking show up? How about you just stand up and you walk out? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
break quorum. Fucking
Exactly.
break quorum for once. Like, do something meaningful.
Like, this is an election year on top of it. I think not only do you not.
This is the year they need to be the most performative and do the actual things. Like, you've been telling us for decades, Democrats, that you protect democracy and you're here to defend it. Okay, well, now's your fucking time to shine. Do it. Stand up. No funding for the war. No funding.
That's all Democrats have to run on. It was Rick and Stewart and them were talking about it on a Lincoln Square Live the other day, that it's literally all you have to say is they promise you no new wars and they promise you transparency with the Epstein files. What did you get? You got a new war to cover up the Epstein files because we found out that they were in it. That's all you have to say.
8 countries bombed, and the pedophiles in the files are the ones bombing other nations. Like, that's it. We wanted healthcare, education, good roads, well-trained and decent police officers and services, and we got 8 countries fucking bombed.
Why would the American people want that?
And we got Turning Point USA in our fucking schools now. And I say that in our schools as in my kids' schools. They're going to start putting Turning Point USA chapters because Sarah Huckabee Sanders is a fucking Christian nationalist nut job. And we are now going to have TP USA chapters in our school, in all the schools in Arkansas, all the high schools at least.
Yeah.
And I told my kids who are not yet in high school, if they start seeing shit like that, Turning Point USA, things that are from PragerU, I told them, you bring them home and we burn them or throw them in the trash because it's garbage. All it is garbage.
It's propaganda.
That's what it's indoctrination. It's not even propaganda.
It was the same fucking thing.
Yeah, fuck.
Go ahead, Evan.
Fuck that.
No, I was just saying that's the next step is that she's at the Air Force Academy. They're going to install that bullshit in there too.
It's already being done.
A holy war. They want this to be a holy war.
Kegseth this morning in the briefing did this whole thing, this whole diatribe on you need to support our soldiers and take a knee and God forbid they go Jesus. And I'm like, wait a minute, asshole. You have Jewish soldiers under your command. You have Muslim soldiers under your command. You have Hindu soldiers under your command. You have atheists under your fucking command. Why does it always have to be about Jesus fucking Christ?
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize to everybody in the chat for that, by the way. But why does it have to be about Jesus Christos?
The large majority of people in the military are non-denominational or non-practicing.
But why is the SecDef even going there? Because he's a Christian nationalist. He's a fuckstick. And he's doing a job he's not qualified to do.
And
why
nobody
took
US Air Force
seriously.
I did.
I do. I especially take the coffer tattoo seriously.
Well, I mean, like in the confirmation.
He's an infidel. He's an infidel in every single way. Like the question though, and I know we're a little bit over time here, but the question I want to answer this one real quick is why the U.S. Air Force is because the U.S. Air Force not too many years ago had some really bad scandals around treatment of women and transgender service members and the LGBTQ community, and they changed their policies drastically to address them. They know that the U.S. Air Force is also where a lot of people want to join because then you can become a drone pilot. That's where the majority of drone pilots is in the U.S. Air Force. And so if you want to be a drone pilot and be with all the techie kids and all these techno-fascists who are groomed through TESCREAL and the techno-fascism side, but also groomed through their churches and Turning Point USA and the Heritage Foundation and Fox News and all of this propaganda shit, and just the general Christian Christofascism that they're taught to believe in, that's who they're recruiting for. Like the military doesn't have a history of recruiting non-racists. The military has a history of recruiting racists.
I grew up in an Air Force family, and if there is one branch that's born and bred for the, I don't even know if you'd say like upper middle class, but like just that
Force.
like kind of preppy, like I'm better than you, like we
Air
look
Force.
down upon you. Yeah, those fucking nerdy Christian incels that go to church and were raised in that upper middle class family, those kids are going to join the Air Force. And they're going to be like an intel dude.
I mean my sushi for lunch. Sorry.
No, you're good, brother.
And my brother told me, he was just telling me about how there's people in the Air Force that think it's too woke and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Too white?
Like there needs to be, we have got to get to the point in this country where not only does the electorate need to be really fucking angry, which I think a lot of people are starting to wake up now.
Yeah.
But we have got to get to a point where there has to be some legitimate accountability.
Can I have them?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be prison time for everybody, but just enough pressure to be like, listen, we're going to seize all your assets. We're going to make your life really uncomfortable. And
you're about to learn.
And you're going to give, your freedom is going to be contingent on your testifying against the people that you're going to flip on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to treat this like one big mafia fucking conspiracy.
It's a RICO. It's a RICO investigation.
It's a RICO investigation. And nobody's exempt from a RICO investigation.
I know we're over time. I forgot to tell you when I went to that Carol Leonnig book event in Colorado Springs here the other day, and her whole book it's about it's called Injustice. It's about the whole investigation of like the Trump classified documents and the DOJ doing that and the election interference. She said,
I already have one. Do you want that?
Merrick Garland came out, what was it, like a couple weeks after he was confirmed and everything, and he said, you know, we won't stop, we'll go all the way to the top, we'll get every single person like in this investigation and everything. Carol said they didn't start that investigation for another fucking year and a week after he made that announcement.
Yeah.
They didn't even start it for.
They were light years behind the house. They were light years behind the house.
I have thoughts on Merrick Garland, and it's really like something happened there. Something happened there that caused that delay to happen because the American people wanted it at the time. We wanted to resolve it,
and then loud about it too.
And then they let all the air deflate out of it on purpose. And then it dragged on and on and on, and it's led back to where we are now. And
it can't happen again.
It cannot happen again. Whoever comes in as the next attorney general has to be the most aggressive for the people
just
in
a
history.
Fucking dog.
Just a fucking pit bull, just ripping through everything, protecting, because pit bulls are nanny dogs. They protect those around them. That's what they were used for, is to protect children. So we need a pit bull and a fighter in there.
If you guys remember, who was the federal judge in DC that had the case? The DC case.
Judge Chuckin.
Yeah, that's what it was, I think.
So remember, he was awaiting a ruling on whether or not they could proceed forward on the validity of trying a former president, right? And then that's when the Supreme Court came out, right? And then that's when the Supreme Court came out and said that all presidential acts were official.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything that shut that down.
It just went away after that.
It just kind of went away. So, you know what? All Congress has to do is pass another law and say, we are making this law retroactive to 1789.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That no federal officer at any level of government is immune from any illegal action.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Carol was saying at the thing, is that it was kind of, It was funny because it was like the whole crowd was a lot of older, like octogenarians, boomers, and stuff, and they all wanted to know, like, well, how can we fight back? Like, what can we do? Who can we talk to? And she was like, I'm a journalist. Like, I can't tell you what Democrats should do and everything. But she said,
and she's still on the payroll at NBC, by the way, so she's got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. And she was talking about how she was like Congress. She was like, it's Congress. That's the only answer. She was like, Congress is the ones that are going to save you. And if you notice, like the people fighting right now on either side, like the people that stand up and fight are the ones that get stuff done and actually win. And for a long period of time, that's been Republicans because Democrats aren't willing to fight. But Congress is the group that can stop all of this. Like they're the group that can create the laws that override what
the Republicans could have shut all this shit down.
Mm-hmm.
They could have shut all this shit down. They run the government. They could have shut all this down. Like
they're fucking cowards.
And primaries are still open for people to register in places, I believe. Like if you are willing to do it, stop asking the question of who's going to step up and be the one and just say, I'm going to do it. I need to do this.
We don't have primaries in Colorado until June, I think. I think it's June
I'm in
5th.
August in Florida.
Like Vermont is August.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of places that still are open and willing for you, want you to run.
I got a chart. I got a little magic chart here, guys. So the next one's coming up. Let's see. Arkansas just had theirs. That was March 3rd.
Yeah, we already had ours. Hallie Schaffner won the
Illinois was yesterday.
Senate primary.
Yeah, so the next ones that are coming up are most states are in August. There's nothing really in April. So the majority of states have May is Georgia. And let's see who else is May. May 19th is Georgia, May 12th is Nebraska. May 5th is Ohio. That's a big one. That'll be a big one to see because that's going to be the Sherrod Brown race against Ramaswamy. I got Oregon and Pennsylvania. Is Fetterman up, by the way? Is he due?
No, I think that's 2020.
Dude, that piece of shit this morning voted to pass through
the save
Mark Wayne
Morin. No,
Mark
Wayne.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
He was the 8th fucking vote.
Fuck Mark Wayne and his stolen valor and his bullshit. Stolen valor is a fucking crime, bro.
Yep, it is.
Like, it's a crime.
And
fuck
it's
you,
the
dude.
fucking
fuck you, man.
Lamest crime in the world. It's
that
but
most
pisses
states
me
are
off
August.
that whole fucking deal about like lying about your service. It's so easy for me to be like, hey, guess what? I joined at a time where I never deployed and I was at Fort Wainwright and I was stuck up in fucking Alaska and we did Pacific Pathways trips and trained other armies and shit like that. So I didn't go to the Middle East. I'm looking back, I'm fortunate that I didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should be glad you didn't have to.
Yeah, and I've got fucked up shit wrong with me from like training and other accidents and shit like that, but it's not some competition or dick measuring contest where you have to lie to the world about being some hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never understood like those congressmen that lie about their service. It's so easy to be like, hey, guess what? I'm a veteran. Like I served the military and I believe.
Yeah, just be proud you signed up.
Yes. You know,
like, don't overblow it. Just be proud. Yeah. All right. Well, we've stayed longer than we normally would, y'all.
I gotta get.
Eric's got to get going. Here. Let's go real quick. Everyone, if I can find your QR codes. Eric, you first, brother.
Hi, everybody. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much for watching again on another episode of our show. This is, we try to get Evan up, before 10 a.m.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a little rough, but
Evan's a night owl.
You can QR code my stuff and follow me on Substack here. All my stuff is free. I have no paywall. You can follow my stuff and my writings on Blue Ant Media, and you can follow all my stuff here on Sick of This Shit Publications. And just remember that we all have to just suck less.
Love it. Yes, just suck less. Evan, how about you, brother?
You can subscribe to News from Underground, and you can find me on there and all my writing and all that stuff. But yeah, just check it out. Subscribe to these guys to support Nick's shop and get some merch.
Guys, support Evan. His writing has gotten so much better in the last week and a half.
Evan's just potent with his writing these days. I love it.
Really, he is a gifted writer. He's really gotten his skill together in the last 6 months since he started really publishing a lot of stuff. His News from the Underground weekly, his Fourth and Democracy is really an amazing write. And I'm guessing halfway through his American Successor novel that he's been publishing chapters on, and it's a really great read. It's a really good, interesting look at the inside of what actually can fucking happen.
And I'm going to start digging into some, with the young men stuff that I write about, I'm going to start digging into some of the churches around here in Colorado Springs and do some investigating.
That's worthwhile investigating.
There's like a thing there called the Air Force Academy that's right near you, by the way.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of cults nearby you. Yeah. Colorado is known for its cult culture.
Check all that out, and you guys can find that within the next couple months too. But subscribe to these guys.
Thanks, brother.
And Nick, you're up.
Come subscribe to me here at Sick of This Shit Publications. We're trying to make men just suck less. You can buy this on our shop. I will have the QR code up here. I'll put it in the top corner next to my head. Also, so we got both of them. So come join Sick of This Shit Publications. Come be a paid or free subscriber. Paid subscribers really help. They get us onto the leaderboard as well, and into the algorithm more. So these conversations, but I mean, these conversations are great. Anyways, come support me. Had a couple great intelligent masculinity discussions this week. Talk about chronic illness. Obviously, right over my head on the corner right here is the Sick of This Shop QR code. You can buy your own water bottle to
hang on.
Just suck less.
Tell everybody where you got published. Tell everybody.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Yeah. And before we walk away, let me flip you so it says it correctly, and then you can hear. Now try it again, Evan. Now do the logo. This week I got published on Lincoln Square, y'all. Yeah, Lincoln Square.
Proud of him. Susan put out like a blurb about people submitting their writing and everything to Lincoln Square to have published, and Nick sent his intelligent masculinity stuff over there, and it just got published. What was it, earlier this week?
Monday they published the first article in the series. I'm hoping they publish all 5 that I've written. I think they will. It got really good feedback, and there's a lot of comments and likes and shares on it. So if you haven't seen it, I'm now published on Lincoln Square.
Yeah,
with my intelligent masculinity series starting.
I'm so proud of you.
This is so cool. Thanks, brother. Thanks for encouraging me to do that and making sure that I submitted it. And I'm so glad that Susan got back to me and that she liked the series and wanted to publish it. And so check it out on Lincoln Square. Check out Sick of This Shit Publications. I'm growing. We're growing. We're going to have a great time. And so come back next week, y'all. Come back to the Diogenes Club. We'll have Walter with us next week again. And
I'll be on time next week.
Will you? Will you, though? I will. The snake might be with us. He might not. This is Bucky, the Slither Soldier Barnes, slithering around and saying no to fascism because fascism sucks, and asking the great question that Diogenes would is, where are the men? And so we've got 3 of them right now here with you. So thanks, everyone.
I got to do the Walter share dance.
Evan, we got to do the Walter dance. None of us are as good as Walter at it. But Walter just has a natural beat to him that nobody can match. And so also don't forget to support our friend Walter Rhein. Thanks everyone for coming on with us. This is the Diogenes Club on Sick of This Shit Publications. Again, I'm Nick Paro, not your dad, joined by Dr. Eric Lullove, the medical editor at Blue Amp Media, and Evan Fields, our not intelligent today man, who is intelligent today, although he doesn't think he is. Thanks, y'all. Have a great day. And we'll see you next week for another Diogenes Club. Thanks,
Love you guys. Take care.
See everybody. Bye-bye.
Am I done working?